Hello there, welcome to Heresy in 40k. I'm Chris, or OzChris as I go by my socials. Either one is okay, and welcome to the channel. Welcome to my Warhammer channel. I've been wanting to do this for quite a while now, since I started getting into Warhammer, so I thought I'd give a little bit of an introduction video about myself, how I got into Warhammer, and what you can expect from this channel, types of videos you'll be seeing. So I guess we'll start at the very beginning of how I got into Warhammer. Now, I've always kind of vaguely known what it is, I've heard about it. I vaguely remember playing the demo of Space Marine on the 360. Of course, I knew that Henry Cavill played Warhammer, and mainly a lot of my co-workers play Warhammer, and that was the first big step to getting into it. I kept hearing them talk about it, and I thought, no, this is interesting. Maybe there's something to this. I better check this out. And what drew me into Warhammer was the Necrons. I just thought they look cool. The whole robot skeleton Egyptian vibe that they're going on looks amazing, looks awesome. So started reading into their lore, Necron Tier, the War in Heaven, all of that. And that's where the trouble began. Because from there I decided I need to delve deeper. And I need to actually get into this hobby. So I bought myself an introductory set, the one that comes with the Infernus Marines and the Tyranids. Not particularly interested in Tyranids at the time, so I wanted to paint the Infernus Marines instead. I still have those minis as they are. I haven't gone back and touched them, so this is what they look like. I don't think it's that bad of a first attempt of painting. I don't really paint. I haven't painted since maybe early high school during art classes. So not too bad, I think. I think I did pretty well. I surprised myself with how decent I was at painting those Marines, and so going from there, bought myself some Necrons. I got the Immortals that you can make as death marks. I painted those in different colors to see what I vibed with, what color scheme I liked with the Necrons. One of my co-workers lent me their copy of The Infinite and the Divine. Absolutely loved that book. That, actually starting to paint it, and also watching Cosmonaut Picture Show's video on Warhammer, and of course, Bricky, watching his videos, about the Space Marine Legions, about the different factions. Obviously, it feels like, at this point, if it's not Luton, it's Bricky, that's kind of the go-to to get you hooked into Warhammer. All of those things combined, I made the worst choice possible. I needed more. Here I am now, a year later, and this hobby has consumed my life. I have so many minis that I've just painted, or I have a huge pile of shame, a grey pile of shame, that just keeps building up because I just want more and more. It's really therapeutic, painting. Because I felt for a long time, there was something missing that I wanted to do during my days off. I could just watch something on YouTube, catch up on some shows, play video games, but I felt like there was something else that needed to be there, and that was Warhammer. It came into my life. I love painting. It's not I feel like I would have been frustrated trying to paint, especially if you're doing trims of the finer details, but no, I spent a lot of hours focusing on a project to paint it, and it's very calming, very therapeutic, and it keeps me sane somehow. It keeps me occupied. So that's how I got into this hobby where I am constantly on the brink of bankruptcy. You're welcome, Games Workshop. So which games do I play? Now, here's the funny thing. I've been in this hobby for about a year. I unfortunately have not played a game of any of the Warhammer games because I work full-time. I also co-host a Doctor Who channel as well. My free time is very limited. Technically I have a full day off. I have 2 days off, but One of them is dedicated to Mad Men with a Box, the Doctor Who channel. So I only have a full day off, and I use that to catch up on painting minis. So there's not a lot of like wiggle room for me to go out and play Warhammer, especially with my co-workers, my friends. I always feel bad whenever they ask me. It's like, no, come around, we're gonna have a session today, like, you're welcome to join. And I have to say no, because either I'm actually working at that time, or I'm just really like dead tired, and I don't want to go into like playing a game of Warhammer just like dead tired and feel like I'm not going to enjoy it because I'm just so exhausted. So 2025, I actually do want to commit to actually playing a game of Warhammer. Like I haven't built an army for nothing. It's not solely just there to look good on my shelf. I actually want to play them. Saying that, I technically have maybe played like a small introductory like kind of game. Like when I went over to Japan for the first time, I went to the Warhammer cafe and store in Akihabara, because I found out about that, and I was like, okay, that's awesome, I'm definitely going to go check that out. And one of the workers there, like, I mentioned, like, I haven't really played it yet, so we played, like, a quick match. I played Space Marines, or Ultramarines, he played Tyranids. Apparently I rolled really well. I won, so either I've got magic hands and I could be undefeatable in games, or he was just being very nice for an intro, for a newbie. I think that's probably what it was. So, yeah, 2025, I want to actually play a game of Warhammer, like, with my friends. Now, saying that, I do have armies. I have armies that I have, like, at least 2,000 points in, or I have armies that I'm currently building and painting. So, I'm primarily interested in 3 of the Warhammer games. So, starting off, 40k is the main one. That's what I got into. That's the one I'm most interested in. Like, from like lore-wise, I love 40k. So the army that I have are Blood Angels. Now you're thinking, Chris, Necrons is what got you interested. Why aren't you doing a Necron army? Well, it's funny because as the further I delved into the world of Warhammer 40k, the more I started to get interested in like other factions. And don't get me wrong, I still love Necrons. I might actually go back and make a Necron army sometime in the future, but the more I delved into the lore of Warhammer, the more I started to get interested in particularly like a few of the Space Marine chapters or legions, particularly Blood Angels. I don't know what it is about the Blood Angels. I don't know if it's like the angelic, like vampire aesthetic, the design of some of the minis, or I don't know. Maybe I just like the color red, even though my favorite color is green. So do you think I'd go with like salamanders or dark angels? But no, I just really like the Blood Angels. So I have at least about a little over, I think, 2,000 points of Blood Angels for 40k. So they're my main army that I have for 40k. Like I said, I might go back and do a Necron army, maybe 1,000 Suns. I really like the design and like the look of like 1,000 Suns, so I could also do their army. Yeah, I know Trim. It has the worst of like of CSM Trim, but I like to live dangerously. Okay, I live in Australia. How could it get any worse? And then the next one is Horus Heresy. Again, I'm more interested in Horus Heresy from like the lore wise of like how this all leads into 40k, everything to do with the Loyalist and the Traitor Legions. But for game wise, I was also going to do a Blood Angels army for Heresy, but at that time I then decided to transition to a Blood Angels army for 40k, so I didn't want to overlap. I didn't want to have 2 Blood Angels armies for different games, so I decided I'm going to do a Night Lord's army. Yes, that's right. Guess which Australian is going to have the prettiest flesh coat of them all? This Australian. So yes, Night Lord's army for Heresy. And the last one, Age of Sigmar. I'm fairly kind of new-ish to AOS. I haven't delved too much into that game and its setting and its lore. I know that it used to be Warhammer Fantasy and then it got changed to AOS. I think the first, technically, I think I got an Exalted Hero of Chaos, I think it was called. I haven't finished painting that one, but I got into AOS through Scaventide. I got the Scaventide box, I got the Scaventide book, which I have yet to read, and so the army I'm going to play for AOS is Skaven, because what's cooler, what's better than rats with guns? You know, you see that little rat down there, you think, oh, look at that little cutie playing with that weird little green gemstone, then, uh-oh, it's pulled out the blicky, and you've just been domed by Ratatouille. So yeah, Skaven army for Age of Sigmar, but I might also do a Sylvaneth army, because the whole like the wood elves, tree spirits, the Ent kind of aesthetic and vibe to them look really cool. So I think I'd have a lot of fun painting some Sylvaneth. I do have some Kurnoth hunters that I have like assembled or sub-assembled. So I just need to get them primed and then paint them and see how I go. And there's a lot of minis in that the Sylvaneth range that really interest me, and I really think I'm gonna have like quite a ball like painting this. Was it like there was like Alariel, like the giant beetle, Bellatros. It's another one that's also, it's on the red beetle and it has the horn, I think, and like even like the Durante, like those three in particular of like Sylvaneth, I think look really cool, and I really would like to have them in my collection and paint. So what kind of videos could you expect from this channel? The main thing is this painting project that was essentially like I wanted to base the whole channel really around, and it was originally going to be called Heresy in 40k before I decided I'm going to make the channel Heresy in 40k, but I still need to think of like a different title for the project. So it's an extension of Heresy in 40k of put Heresy in that 40k. I guess. It's a working title. It's a working title. But the gist of the project is I'm going to take some 40k minis models, and I'm going to give them a slap of like of Horus Heresy like color schemes. No, so if you wanted your Thousand Sons Infernal Master to have a bit more metallic crimson or red to them, that's what I would do. Just give that Thousand Sons its like 30k color scheme, or even possibly do the reverse. Who knows? We'll see how the series progresses. So that's the main like video project that I want to do, video series I want to do. And of course there's going to be, you know, reviews, whether it's of products like that are coming out. I've had at the time of filming this, you know, there's the Deathcore of Krieg stuff coming out. Maybe I've ordered the box, who knows? Maybe I'll do a video on it, who knows? You know, reviewing like products and talking about any like news that's coming out for any of the 3 games that I'm interested in, and book reviews, either like stuff I've already read or new stuff that's coming out. I will warn you though, video schedule could be a bit hectic or weird. Like I said, I work full time, and I'm also co-hosting another channel. So again, like my free time is very limited. So the consistency of videos, it's going to be here or there. So I just hope you're understanding and forgiving of that. Like I'm not asking you to pay me or anything. So it's not like you're not I'm not getting my money's worth out of this channel. Like I don't need money. That's a lie. I need money. It needs to fuel my Warhammer addiction. But no, like, yeah, hopefully you're understanding that, yeah, I might not be consistent on this channel, like, video upload-wise, with how life is going on. I'm going to try and work out a balance between everything. So I hope you just at least stick along for the ride and enjoy the show. So that is it for this introduction. Thank you, everyone. I hope you all stay along for this journey with this year-long newbie, recruit, neophyte, if you will, to the worlds of Warhammer. So that is all. Thank you all for watching. Welcome again to Heresy in 40k. I hope to see you all in the next one. Catch ya.